Hi, I'm Audrey Keller. I'm a director of CICA, Channel Islands Community Association, and I'm here to talk to you about something very special, my dream for the community. In February of 2015, we sat in the Oxnard City Council meeting and heard a presentation by NRG about the decommissioning of the power plant scheduled for June of 2020. And after sitting and listening to that discussion, I was amazed to think of all the ways that we could think about it negatively. But instead, I thought of a beautiful vision, and I'd like to share that vision with you now. So I'd like to show you a map of what my vision is. It's my dream, and I hope that we can bring it to our community of Oxnard, and actually the entire county of Ventura and beyond. I'd like to reclaim the Edison Canal, and I'd like to use the decommissioning of the power plant to bring that canal and connect it into our beautiful harbor with a wonderful waterway and trailway system. So let me talk to you about this map that we're looking at now. It's an aerial of the canal, and the canal roughly starts at the community of Westport at the intersection near Harbor and Woolley. And Westport, there is a community walkway, and that's where the harbor, the Channel Islands Harbor, meets the canal at some sort of a engineered dam. And what we're saying is that this map, as you can see, which runs about 2.5 miles from the dam all the way to the Edison power plant. You can see it travels and meanders along in a lovely way, and it skirts around sand dunes and goes under Harbor Boulevard. So we have some things to look at, but I wanted to show you how far it goes and how beautiful it is. Now I know this is a really big idea, and it's filled with impossible or seemingly impossible feasibility studies, budgets, negotiations, but really what a dream it could be. If we can take a rail system that was originally built for the railroads and convert it into a bike trail system, imagine that. And that actually occurred. It took planning, it took feasibility, it took government working with private partnerships, but now we have a rails to trail system that crisscrosses our country. What I'm proposing is to take our canal system and reutilize it and revitalize it and turn it into the most beautiful, beautiful waterway, and alongside it, a beautiful trail system that could be accessed by foot or by bicycle. This waterway would be solely for the purpose of kayaks and paddle boards, which would be quiet and beautiful, where you could hear the birds as you travel this 2.5 mile waterway. Now, as part of the decommissioning plan for the power plant, I think we should talk about infrastructure, because much of what's happening and what we propose for this waterway and trailway system requires some infrastructure changes. It also needs parking lots, public restrooms for access, and it also needs some sort of a barrier-free access for kayak launching and paddleboard launching. So the next thing to think about and consider is that we already have much of this in place. We already have a public park and parking lot with restrooms already there. So that doesn't impact our budget requirements. And at the end, at the Edison Canal, I think that'd be the perfect spot for parking, restrooms, public access of all sorts for all people, including people that are visiting our fine county. Can you all imagine with me a wonderful sand dune and bird sanctuary that our grandkids can come and listen to the birds that are migrating during different seasons, and to walk the sand dunes without doing damage? I think we can achieve that with raised platforms over our sand dunes. And it would be just an amazing feature for our community, and it would bring kids from all over town and all over the county to learn about what happens in the sand dunes, what happens at the oceans, what happens in the waters. So let's look at this new aerial photograph that we just got. It's really lovely. Now there's a new community coming to Oxnard being developed at 5th and Harbor, and that's called the Beach Walk at Mandalay Bay. So what's exciting about that community is that the developers are already talking about building some sort of a bridge that crosses Harbor Boulevard and leads you across to the sand dunes, which happens to be just next door to the Edison plant. Wouldn't it be great if there was no plant there at all, and that bridge led over the sand dunes and over to the shore? It'd be wonderful. Eventually, this amazing trail system could really connect to the Rails to Trail system that actually starts in Ojai and comes down into Ventura. There's another trail that you should know about that's coming, which was just acquired by the Nature Conservancy, called the Santa Clara River Trail, which they plan to have ultimately connect to Malibu. So what a vision of connected trails, outdoor activities, waterways, birdways. We've got it all right here in Oxnard. We just have to develop it with a vision. So I hope my dream is going to become your dream. What I'd love to see is the entire NRG Edison power plant demolished, removed from our coast altogether. I'd like to see nothing but a beautiful sandy shore with access that the public can get to easily. And we don't have to look at power lines at all. So please help make that vision happen. Encourage our county government, our Oxnard government, and ask them, please do not allow this power plant to come into fruition, the new one. Take the peaker power plant off our shore, demolish the power plant in its entirety as it's decommissioned. Please, please don't let our shore become polluted with more industrial waste. Thank you very much, and I hope that our community, Oxnard, gets written up in 2020 as the best outdoor community possible that we could all move to in the near future. Thank you.